and welcome back to Pitt to the Point. I'm Jordan Sapp.
And I'm Charlotte Reeve.
Join us for another exciting edition of Pitt to the Point, our Emmy Award-nominated weekly news and magazine show, broadcasting live from the state-of-the-art Pitt Studios.
Get ready to dive into everything from the University of Pittsburgh to the heartbeat of the city and beyond, covering national and international events, noteworthy individuals, and compelling stories.
We're thrilled to bring back your favorite segments and introduce fresh features, including live reports that shine a spotlight on the thriving activities happening across our diverse University of Pittsburgh regional campuses.
Stay tuned as we connect live with our affiliate high schools, offering a glimpse into their vibrant communities and initiatives. And of course, we'll continue to keep you informed about the latest developments in politics, sports, medicine, and entertainment. From Pitt to the Point. This is Jordan and I's last week on the desk, so let's get into it. The Tree of Life Synagogue begins reconstruction 5 years after anti-Semitic attack.
On October 27, 2018, 11 worshipers were killed in an anti-Semitic shooting.
Now, the Tree of Life Synagogue is undergoing a redesign led by architect Daniel Libeskind and Studio Libeskind. The redesign will include a synagogue, a memorial for the victims of October 27th, and a museum addressing anti-Semitism.
We are joined today by architect Carla Swickerath, who is a partner at Studio Libeskind and the designer of the rebuild. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Great to be with you guys.
Oh, thank you. You as well. Could you please share some of your architectural background?
Sure. I actually studied English and art history as an undergraduate. I grew up in Florida. And then my father was an architect, so I think it may be genetic. But he was an inspirational person who was really noble and creative. And I think I eventually found my way to architecture and went to the University of Michigan for graduate school in architecture. So a circuitous path.
What was your role in designing for the new Tree of Life Synagogue?
I'm a partner in the office, so I'm the partner in charge of this project from beginning to end. So it's been a great honor, really, of course, to contribute to a project like this, but to get to know the people in the community and really learn a lot about Pittsburgh, which is a great city.
I agree. What was the most challenging aspect of this redesign?
Well, it's a good question. I think the most challenging aspect of a project like this is always how to rise to the level of the ambition of the project, and of course, honor those whose lives were lost, which is, a big undertaking.
And in your opinion, what is the significance of preserving part of the building, and how are you guys planning to do so?
Well, it's unusual to do a project like this on the site of a tragedy. So I think always recognizing that site is sacred, and also making sure we're not just erasing history. You want to balance kind of a memory of the past and inscribe that into the future by creating kind of a balance between the old and the new. So we're preserving the sanctuary, the kind of sanctuary there on the corner of Shady and Wilkins, and repurposing it in the overall redevelopment. So I think it's very important for everyone to remember this site and what happened here.
And you have some experience with this before, working with the World Trade Center. How do you think these past projects helped you with the redesigning of the Tree of Life Synagogue?
Well, I think it's always kind of an honor, and it's very humbling to take on projects of such importance. And I think we learned a lot during the World Trade Center master plan process. And I think, it's obviously a different scale and every project is unique, but you bring that understanding. I think that the design process in one way is actually healing, and going through that process with the community and gathering everybody to kind of imagine the future is part of the healing process, which is pretty inspiring.
Oh, yeah. And community involvement must have been a very crucial aspect considering the history of this building. How did you include input from community members?
Well, before we even picked up a pencil, actually, Danielle and I did listening sessions for many different members, from family members and survivors to the congregation to the community. So it's been really inscribed in the process from the very beginning.
Wow. Well, that's great. Is there anything else you would like to add about the design process? For example, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, no.
I think one thing for us that was a real inspiration for the design was not just the enormity of the tragedy, but it was the incredible response from the community in Pittsburgh. And I think that outpouring of support in the community really inspired us and said, let's capture this as part of the spirit. And then, really this idea that there's a path of light, bringing light back into the darkness of this site was really inspired by the response from the community itself. We're reminded that we're in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood there in Squirrel Hill, and looking for the helpers, as you guys probably know, that really was an inspiration for the entire design.
Yes, well, thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to seeing the redesign in person, although it will be many years ahead. And this has been architect Carla Swickerath. Thank you again.
Thank you. Great to be here.
On Tuesday evening, the University of Pittsburgh hosted Candace Owens, a conservative political commentator, causing backlash on campus. With more information, here is our Pitt Beat reporter, Erin Clark.
Thank you, Charlotte. Earlier this week on Tuesday evening, conservative activist Candace Owens made a stop in Pittsburgh, speaking right here on campus in Alumni Hall. This was a part of the Live Free tour hosted by Pitt's chapter of Turning Point USA. The event drew a large crowd of about 500 as Owens discussed topics from climate change to her opinion on being a college student in today's society. A group of protesters also gathered outside of Alumni with signs, noisemakers, and some even dressed as clowns as they voiced their disapproval of the university allowing Owens to speak on campus.
Conservative author and political commentator Candace Owens visited the University of Pittsburgh on Tuesday, March 19th.
So excited to be here, Pittsburgh.
This event was put on by Turning Point USA at Pitt, which is the university's branch of Turning Point USA. Turning Point is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to identify, educate, train, and organize students to promote freedom. Owens' talk is part of Turning Point's Live Free tour. Throughout her speech, Owens spoke about her personal values and how they relate to both society and government.
Did you ever try to connect the dots of what all of these problems have in common? Like what the girl that is leaving school and skipping school has in common with the person who is complaining about the LGBTQ agenda and the more letters that are on it with feminism, right? Oh, feminism and hating men. And all of these movements that seem so absurd. I will tell you that what they have in common, the linchpin, is that they are an attack on family.
Around 5 p.m. on the day of the event, groups started gathering at Schenley Plaza in protest of Owens' appearance. Based on Owens' past, protesters raised questions about whether her visit should have been allowed on campus. This Turning Point event had a very large turnout of students, professors, and Pittsburgh residents with many different political ideologies.
We reached out to the university as well as both the chapter of Turning Point and Pitt Democrats on campus for statements on the event. However, we did not receive a response back. For Pitt to the Point, I'm Pitt Beat reporter Erin Clark. Jordan and Charlotte.
Thank you, Erin. The Pitt News consistently delivers reliable and timely news to both our regional campus, our main campus too, and the Pittsburgh community.
This week, we take another look at Candace Owens' recent visit to Pitt's campus, our 7 wrestling qualifiers in the NCAA tournament, and Pitt's decision to extend commitment deadlines.
Let's check out this week's stories.
Candace Owens' Live Free tour stops at Pitt. The Turning Point USA Club at Pitt helped host the event on Tuesday, March 19th in Alumni Hall. Owens is known for being a political commentator, author, and television presenter. With more than a full audience, Owens talked about politics while answering questions from students. Pitt extends enrollment date to May 15th. The University of Pittsburgh is among other colleges and universities that are extending their commitment deadline for incoming freshmen. This comes just months after the free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA, experienced glitches and delays with their applications. 7 University of Pittsburgh wrestlers make it to the national championship. 3 wrestlers qualified straight from the ACC tournament, while the rest waited until Tuesday for their bids. Redshirt senior Cole Matthews placed second at ACC's with an automatic ticket to the NCAAs. Reese Heller and Max Stout also received their tickets. However, Dayton Pitzer, Vin Solomon, Holden Heller, and Luca Augustine waited for the larger bids to be announced. The NCAAs, which are hosted in Kansas City, started Thursday and will conclude on Saturday. All of the wrestlers are looking for a national title and an All-American status.
For the break, we'll discuss recent changes to the SAT, why you might be concerned for the high schoolers in your life.
Also affecting those high schoolers, see why TikTok could soon be banned.
And for March Madness fans, we have some great interviews for you.
Stick around to hear from Duquesne students involved with the game, all after the break.
Time for your next adventure. No idea what I'm going to do tomorrow. How exciting.
Looking to dive deeper into stories that caught your attention today? Then look no further than our website.
Visit pittothepoint.com for clips from today's show and in-depth articles covering the topics that pique your interest.
And stay connected with us on social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and TikTok, which might, after this political ban, might not be around, and Facebook, all under the handle Pitt to the Point.
Follow us for updates, behind-the-scenes footage, and more from our talented crew. Don't miss out. Join the conversation online and stay informed with Pitt to the Point.
Haiti has been facing turmoil after recent widespread gang violence.
In response to this, a flight carrying U.S. citizens out of Haiti landed in Miami on Sunday afternoon.
With more of this story is our political reporter, Olivia McDonald. Olivia?
Thanks, Jordan and Charlotte. In Haiti, there have been many recent outbursts in violence and looting from the armed gangs due to how poor the government is. The armed gangs have been looting and destroying many essential items the citizens need in order to survive this. The chaos has not only pushed many citizens to be on the brink of famine, desperate conditions, but have also forced the airports to shut down, not allowing any citizens to leave. Some audiences may be advised because there is some viewer description.
After several weeks of unrest in Haiti, the U.S. was able to get a charter plane to Haiti on Sunday. They were able to get about 30 people back to the States, but it was difficult with the armed gangs taking control of the main airport.
These seats are not free. Passengers did say they were asked to sign a promissory note and that they will have to pay for these flights at a later date.
On Wednesday, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis chartered a plane to get Floridians back home, which landed that night in Orlando, but has declared that he will not bring any Haitian citizens back to the U.S. In July 2021, Prime Minister Ariel Henry assumed power after the former president was assassinated. Elections were difficult to hold at the time due to lots of violence and logistical problems. This has led to the armed gangs attacking, as they were never in favor of the prime minister and blame him for deepening poverty. Having to flee due to violence, Ariel Henry landed in Puerto Rico, where he announced the government would resign after the installation of this council and will remain in office to handle current affairs until a new prime minister is appointed. Biden has urged Congress to look for ways to help out the citizens in Haiti. Here is what Congresswoman Yvette Clarke has to say about the situation.
President Biden has requested that the Congress act to provide the funding that is required to bring in a multilateral force to help bring safety, security to Haiti.
Since the first charter flight leaving Haiti with American citizens, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis states there will be many more opportunities for American citizens to leave. For Pitt to the Point, I'm political reporter Olivia McDonald. Jordan, Charlotte.
Thank you, Olivia. The first nationwide digital SAT was given in the United States at the beginning of the month.
The new digital exam is adaptive, changing difficulty based on the accuracy of students' previous answers.
The digital SAT was first introduced to the international students in spring of last year, and scores from this month's exam are being released today.
Buckle up, TikTokers. Talks about a potential TikTok ban in the United States grows louder as the White House recently endorsed a bill calling for the ban of the popular app.
We go to our business and technology reporter, Jack Agnew, for more on this drama and what it could mean for your scrolling addiction. Jack?
Now, if you've had access to the internet since 2017, there is a high chance you are deeply familiar with the platform TikTok, for better or for worse. Now, over the years, people have called into question the security of the platform, some going so far as to even suggest a national ban. And with a recent push from US lawmakers, TikTok's time might finally run out.
The United States government has offered an ultimatum regarding the hyper-popular social media platform TikTok and its parent company, ByteDance. Either change ownership or face a nationwide ban. TikTok is a platform used to share short-form video content, but with a bill through the House of Representatives and on its way to the Senate, millions of users may no longer be able to access the app.
I don't see any reason for them to ban it. I've seen, as I said, small businesses are just rising. It's clearly helping out the economy. It's really just building those connections with us that were definitely harder to have before. Just more comfortable on TikTok. I'm not sure why that is, but it just is like that. I guess it's just more like face-to-face content. There's just so many different communities that are just so large on TikTok, and it's just everyone is able to access that information. It's just it goes out. And it does feel like a community in a sense.
For over 2 million users, TikTok is a source of entertainment, business, and community interaction. Since its rise to fame in 2017, TikTok has never stopped growing each and every year.
If it were to get banned, content strategy-wise, in terms of a career, social media content creation is just ever evolving. If you're looking at it, there was Vine, there's YouTube, and it's just there was Musical.ly, and it's just evolved into what it is now. Just ever evolving. It could change in the future. It's just the industry is like that.
Regardless of the benefits or consequences, one thing is for sure. This is a big move from US lawmakers, and its effects will be felt globally.
Now, while it may seem like the US government has already sealed TikTok's fate, it wouldn't be the first time they go back on a national ban at the last second and change their minds. Regardless, in a worst-case scenario, the influence is already there. Instagram has their Reels and YouTube has their Shorts. So this style of short-form video content is not going anywhere anytime soon. For Pitt to the Point, I'm business and technology reporter Jack Agnew. Jordan, Charlotte.
Thanks, Jack. Crossing over, Pitt covers the University of Pittsburgh students and faculty from different departments who are working together to combine their
This year, the University of Pittsburgh's designated theme is Discourse and Dialogue.
We do a lot of research that is interdisciplinary, so a bunch of computer scientists and a bunch of folk from medicine collaborating together toward the broader aim of digitalizing the operating room.
This lab has an emphasis on electric power. It involves material science, electrical engineering, it even involves a little bit of physics and mechanical engineering.
We're going to be putting these elements in permanent magnet machines for the vehicles that we're going to be using in the future.
Undergraduates are, by definition, interdisciplinary. They have majors, but they're taking classes from all over the place. Students work with each other and come up with ideas that would be really different.
Being able to learn about each other's fields has become so important as quantum computing is less of pure experimental work and is now trying to become more practical.
We are looking at residents in Homewood and getting a measure of
their asthma severity and their indoor air quality, and seeing what low-cost interventions can help to reduce asthma severity in those households.
Working alongside Yasmin Gari were Lenore Thomas, her artistic advisor, and Rachel Bazanson, a physics and astronomy researcher and professor.
You'll want to stick around for the rest of the show to see what's happening at our small but mighty Titusville Regional Campus.
And AI technology is being added where you might least expect it.
They come here, forged in the spirit of change, pushing to answer the questions, and then questioning the answers, embracing each challenge as fuel for reinventing the world. Because here, leadership, courage, creativity, innovation, and progress are always in progress. The University of Pittsburgh, forge ahead.
And now we're hitting you with this weekend's weather. Please tell me some good news, Jordan.
Well, unfortunately, we're in for some rain tonight and tomorrow morning, meaning some of you should bring an umbrella to your weekend shenanigans.
Luckily, I hear we're going to have a pleasantly sunny Sunday with a high of 50 degrees.
Well, I'm sure the usual Pittsburgh Gray was a good welcome home to one March Madness coach.
With that story and more is our city sports reporter, Sean McQuillan. But first, let's talk about the Steelers. Sean?
Thanks, guys, for letting me join you at the desk today. So the Steelers have been really active in the offseason as of late, where, check this timeline out. Russell Wilson is the Steeler. Then Justin Fields is traded from Chicago to the Steelers for only a sixth. And Kenny Pickett is then traded away from his beloved Pittsburgh Steelers fan base to the Philadelphia Eagles. Absolute mayhem, if you will. And I actually got the chance to speak with Pitt to the Point alum Nick Farbaugh, who is now currently the Pittsburgh Steelers beat reporter and writer, on how he broke the news. First question, what was your first initial reaction when the news broke out?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised by it, at least at that point. But I also kind of looked back to January when we were talking about what were they going to do, bring back Mason Rudolph, keep Kenny Pickett. And I was like, wow, Russell Wilson and Justin Fields are actually the quarterbacks of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Dude, I think that is really where we come from here, is that's the reaction to it. It's like they actually overhauled the entire room. I think a lot of people, even if you were plugged in, thought, okay, maybe Russell Wilson, maybe Justin Fields. I don't think anyone had, Rudolph, Trubisky, Pickett gone and bring both of them in. I don't think anyone called that.
Walk me through what it was like breaking this story. Were you up really late? What was it like? Were you getting a bunch of texts on your phone? I mean, give me like a play-by-play here.
This story is, a month-long process just because, the field stuff had been going for, I don't know, a month and a half at that point. So it really started at the NFL Combine where, Omar Khan said he had full faith in Kenny Pickett. So we were standing in that room, in that press conference room, and I decided, okay, you know what? My goal this week is going to be, do they really have full faith in Kenny Pickett? Like, I was going to be like, I want to figure out what their plan is at quarterback. Is it Kenny Pickett? Is it, to add someone here? And so here's the thing about Indianapolis. And yes, the guys run a lot of drills and Lucas Oil and they do all of that. The real thing is it's a big work conference. So the drills get over at around 10, and then there are bars that stay open, all of this, where it turns into a giant work conference of scouts, coaches, all of this. During that trip, I had caught wind that they had talked to Justin Fields. At that time, Bears GM Ryan Poles had wanted to trade him before free agency started. So That's what I knew. I knew they were in on him. I kind of talked around, and then you kind of branch out and make sure these are different types of sources, and you say, okay, what's going to happen? And by Sunday night, when they had signed Russell Wilson, on that Sunday, I had kind of heard a rumor that the plan was going to be, all right, Russell Wilson's coming in, can he pick a trade for Justin Fields?
Now back to the hottest topic in, well, all of the sports world. March Madness has finally come back to Pittsburgh and has ever since taken over the city, with yesterday being day one of the prestigious tournament where, well, I'll give you a little quick recap. Creighton zipped by Akron, if you know what I mean. The NC State Wolfpack beat the Texas Tech Red Raiders, and the biggest story of all, Oakland Golden Grizzlies of Rochester, Michigan upset the Kentucky Wildcats as the 14th seed. This Oakland team was no stranger to 3 seeds, as in 2010, funny enough, they lost to the 3-seeded Pitt Panthers in the NCAA tournament and are now on the opposite end of the spectrum, now beating a 3-seed in the Kentucky Wildcats. Funny enough, led by a Pitt native and John Calipari from Moon Township, PA, where right before the game, he spoke to the NCAA press conference media about what the city of Pittsburgh means to him.
Downtown. I mean, come on. The crick. We had a crick in our backyard. My mom used to say, "Red up." Like, red up? What is red up? Like clean up. Red up. Do you know what a gum band is? Like a rubber band? It was gum band. Pop? I never knew. They said, "Are you going to have a soda?" What the hell? What are you talking about? Pop?
That's going to recap our day one coverage of the March Madness tournament. Hopefully, we'll see some more Cinderella stories, and hopefully your brackets aren't totally busted out there. And that's been your city sports for the week.
Well, thank you very much, Sean. It was so good to see our very own Nick Faribaugh on here again.
Thank you. Coming up, there was a recent viral tweet going around Duquesne about class being canceled based on the excitement around March Madness and the NCAA tournament. On Sunday, Pittsburgh's Duquesne University won their conference championship, the Atlantic 10, for the first time since 1977.
This propelled them into the NCAA's March Madness tournament, in which they just won their first round yesterday.
Here to talk about their major wins are Duquesne anchors Choma Moichina and Anthony DiBuono, along with their special guest, Nikki Novik. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for having us. So to witness our team excel in March Madness has been incredibly exciting and inspiring. It's a testament to the hard work, dedication, and talent of our players and coaching staff. They've shown resilience and determination throughout the season, and it's truly rewarding to see their efforts pay off in such a huge way.
So how was the excitement on campus leading up to and after the qualifying game?
So this victory has sparked a wave of excitement and pride across campus. Students, faculty, alumni, and fans are coming together to celebrate this historic moment, and it's just such a unifying experience that brings us all closer together.
And Nikki, how did you get the opportunity to call this game?
Now, I actually did not. It was both Anthony and her, so they can speak on that.
My bad. Well, would they care to elaborate, please?
Yeah, so we got this great opportunity. Thanks to everyone here at the Duquesne TV station. It's been a very fun time. We very much enjoyed it. The nerves were high. I mean, let me tell you, the amount of energy on campus about this event has been insane recently. So the fact that we've been able to call this game and talk about it and especially do it together, it was a very fun time.
And how does it feel to be called the Bracket Busters, and how are you guys embracing this title across campus?
We're super excited. Everybody's happy. You could feel the energy on campus. We're having professors cancel classes. We rarely have that happen. So it's just super amazing. We love this moment, and we hope this moment continues.
And what was campus like when you guys won yesterday? Exciting, I'm sure.
Oh, it was wonderful. I mean, people were celebrating all over the place. We saw shortly after this broadcast, we saw everybody come together on our academic walk, and it was like the biggest crowd I think we've seen in quite some time. And not pretty much nothing brings people together like sports do. So it was just wonderful to see all that energy and excitement.
And moving forward, we have no doubt that this victory will continue to fuel our team's momentum and drive as they advance further in the tournament, and we will be cheering them on every step of the way.
So what's the best place to watch tomorrow's upcoming game?
So the Power Center is going to be the best place because we have the best crowd over there. The Cooper Field House is going to be a best place as well. I wish they would actually have that open for the students to come there to watch because it's a big stadium. But yeah, the Power Center or the Cooper Field House is going to be a great place.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining us, and good luck tomorrow for tomorrow's game. And congratulations for getting into the tournament.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
In our own realm of sports, let's find out about how our own men's basketball team performance in the ACC championships.
And we have 7 NCAA qualifiers for wrestling this year. For more on this, we go to our Pitt sports reporter, Megan O'Connell. Megan?
Despite a valiant effort in the ACC tournament, the Pitt men's basketball team has found themselves on the sidelines for the NCAA tournament after placing 4th in their conference. The disappointment ran deep for the Panthers, who opted not to accept their invitation to the NIT tournament. Coach Jeff Cable's leadership during this challenging season did not go unnoticed. Cable was recently named a finalist for the Skip Prosser Man of the Year Award. This prestigious accolade recognizes coaches who not only achieve success on the court, but also demonstrate moral integrity, a testament to Cable's coach character and coaching philosophy. And just last night, it has been seen that Federico has entered the transfer portal. Meanwhile, over on the wrestling mat, the Pitt wrestling team has been elevating their status with a strong showing in NCAA qualifiers. With a total of 7 team members securing their spots, the Panthers are poised for success in the upcoming championship. The weight classes saw significant representation from the Panthers. Among the notable qualifiers are Dayton Pitzer in the heavyweight division, Max Stout at 197, Reese Heller at 184, Luca Augustine at 174, Holden Heller at 165, Finn Solomon at 149, and Cole Matthews at 141. For Pitt to the Point, I'm Pitt sports reporter Megan O'Connell. Charlotte, Jordan.
Thank you so much, Megan. Coming up on Pitt to the Point, we will be connecting with Riverside High School for a story on their varsity baseball team.
And stick around to learn more about the recent use of artificial intelligence with doctor's appointments.
Also coming up, see what's going on at our regional campus in Titusville in their recent rebrand event that took place last week. All of this and more when we come back.
Welcome to the University of Pittsburgh. We're here in the Cathedral of Learning, which, if you can imagine being here in this grand historic building. I'm a time when I strive for the greatness, yeah. You can't stop me now. We running up, we can't lose you. I walk a mile in my shoes, yeah. There's nothing that I can't do, yeah. What do you think?
Hail to Pitt. Hail to Pitt.
Here, progress is always in progress. Proud member of the ACC.
We are the University of Pittsburgh, forged in a blue-collar city with gold standards, where innovators, researchers, thinkers, and healers are always reaching for new heights. There is no limit to what we can accomplish when we put our minds, our hands, our soul, and spirit toward it. Here, progress is always in progress. Hail to Pitt, proud partner of the ACC.
Each week, we partner with a Pennsylvania high school in an effort to pass the torch to the next generation of broadcasters.
This week, we are joined by Riverside High School. We have Emma and Isabella here to tell us about their school's varsity baseball team and its recent success. Emma and Isabella?
Good morning, Jordan and Charlotte. The Riverside Panthers are excited to be on this week's broadcast of Pitt to the Point. Riverside High School is an hour north of Pittsburgh.
This week starts high school spring sports, and in this week's video, we will be looking at America's national pastime with the success of RHS baseball.
We will be taking a look at the Riverside varsity baseball team. Riverside has always had a baseball legacy with 6 WPIAL titles and 5 state titles. Last season, the boys were the first WPIAL team to be undefeated state champions with a record of 25-0. With only losing 3 starters, the Panthers have been working hard and are ready for the new season and are looking to go far again.
It's awesome. I mean, having so many kids at all the games, especially the young kids coming up asking for pictures, along with all the fans, the high schoolers that go to games, and the parades that we had after big wins.
I think we'll have a good season. I think we have a chance to do what we did again last year and hopefully win sections, WPIALs, and states again.
I think playing since we were young was very important because a lot of us have a very good bond, a lot of us are really good friends, and we all know how to play with each other.
The boys are excited for a new season with such a young team. The Panthers are playing their crosstown rivals, Elwood City, on March 25th and 26th. And are planning for wins. For RHS TV, I'm Emma.
And I'm Isabella.
Thank you for having us on today.
Thank you, girls. What made you want to highlight your school's varsity baseball team?
We were just so proud of our team and our friends. They've been looking forward to this since they were little.
And how has your school community reacted to the team's recent success?
Riverside baseball is a part of the community from Little League all the way till high school. The community supports the team by making the away games feel like home games.
Oh, okay. And what are the upcoming games for the varsity team?
We are playing our crosstown rivals, Elwood City, next week, back-to-back.
Oh, exciting. What has been like the rival history with you guys?
We've always been fighting constantly. They're so close to us, and we just always want wins.
Well, thank you so much, Isabella and Emma.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In medical news, AI might be the future for doctors' appointments. Artificial intelligence has been implemented for appointment summaries and other time-saving initiatives.
And a UPMC nurse stole a deceased patient's debit card. For more on these stories, we turn to our Medical Minute reporter, Aditya Bhandari. Yeah. Aditya?
Thank you, Jordan and Charlotte. So AI and technology, as we all know, have been taking over the world. They've become relevant in many aspects in life, and that it also includes healthcare, from not only artificial intelligence apps that help that act as scribes for doctor's appointments, but also in our own homes, we can now have access to AI-generated mental health apps. For more information, we provide you a specific overview of healthcare initiatives with AI.
We all know that artificial intelligence is slowly taking over all aspects of our life, but now it is being evolved into the healthcare industry as well. UPMC has begun to incorporate artificial intelligence into their appointments. They use a bridge program to record audio transcripts between the physician and patients during any consultations. Immediately following the consultation, the AI bridge will send out a summary and a history of visits between the patient and physician. All the physician has to do is review these transcripts for accuracy, which is cutting down significantly on out-of-the-office time. It used to take doctors 5 to 6 hours a day to write and send out these summaries, and now it is done within minutes. This program is already around 95% accurate and is learning more and more each day with the help from other doctors. In addition to the UPMC's use of artificial intelligence, there has been a new app being tested in Pittsburgh. It is a mental fitness app that will record your voice for 30 seconds and address your mental health state. The app listens for the rhythm, volume of your voice, along with other data to make its conclusion. This is the world's first voice-powered journaling and fitness tracker for your mind. After the app listens and reviews your voice-to-text journal entry, you are able to get your mental fitness score, track your progress and insights, along with getting mental and physical fitness tips.
In other news, we bring to you that recently an arrest warrant has been set out for a UPMC West nurse in Cumberland County who reportedly stole around more than $1,200 in debit cards from a deceased patient. No word has been made on her arrest, and Pitt to the Point reached out to UPMC for an official statement, and at this time we have not heard back. Also in other news, back in February, State Representative Mike Schlossberg announced a mental health screening bill that would do screening evaluations for middle and high schools across PA. Last week, I had the pleasure of being able to interview our state representative himself, and here's a preview of what you will see next week.
Are proposing a behavioral health screening pilot program that would give money to school districts that created a behavioral health screening program so that they could better determine where mental illness exists within their schools.
From Pitt to the Point, I am Medical Minute reporter Aditya Bandari. Jordan, Charlotte.
Thanks, Aditya. In regional campus news, Titusville is going through a rebrand.
Titusville recently held a rebrand party for their campus, which is now called University of Pittsburgh Titusville Education and Training Center. For more on this, we go to our regional campus reporter, Zach Hankins. Zach?
On March 11th, Pitt Titusville announced its official rebrand to Pitt Titusville Education and Training Center. The program consists of 5 different partners coming together to provide accessible educational opportunities for students to learn and potentially upskill in order to better serve the workforce needs of the greater Titusville community.
In many ways, this day has been years in the making. I'm referring to the fact that the Titusville campus was launched at the University of Pittsburgh in 1963. In that intervening span of years, there have been many events and changes, proud graduates, and all the ways this campus has contributed to the community. Pitt Titusville's impact on the region has been both evident and transformative. And now, continuing on that trajectory, what is currently known as the Titusville Hub is realizing an innovative and invigorating approach to education.
These renovations to Pitt Titusville's Student Union include a makerspace, a machining assistance center, a fitness center and lounge, a digital art studio and lab, and an art gallery.
When completed, these newly renovated facilities will provide spaces for learning, creating, and collaborating, which will enhance our students' experiences and also help strengthen the Hub's position in the region.
Yet we also confronted a reality that we needed to create greater awareness about what the Hub is, its offerings, its partners, and its core mission. The research revealed very low levels of awareness right here in the community that the Hub serves. We needed a more cohesive message and a more strategic strategy for reaching out to community members such as those who are with us today.
The future of Pitt Titusville's Education and Training Center is certainly looking very bright. And I think I speak for everyone here at Pitt to the Point when I say I can't wait to see where this program goes. From Pitt to the Point, I'm regional campus reporter Zach Hankins. Jordan?
Thank you, Zach. For this week's Alumni Spotlight, we are getting down to business.
Pitt alumna Leah Curry has worked for American Eagle and Keystone Still. Here is this week's Alumni Spotlight.
As a grad student, Leah Curry intended to go into medical marketing, but got shifted to the retail path due to the opportunities Pitt had given her.
My very first semester at Pitt,
I did a project for American Eagle and we presented, and the one person in the room pulled me aside as we were leaving. And she was like, would you ever want to work here? And I was like, would I ever want to work here? So it was like a huge like financial benefit, but it was just interesting how it orchestrated my life. Here I am, and I've like built a career that I actually really enjoy because of the path Pitt set me on.
A steel machine her husband used for work and an ornament she bought off Etsy sparked the idea for a business.
And it was like a light bulb went off. Like, how do I turn this metal cutting into an actual business? So now I have a team of about 8 women, and we cut steel and we ship steel, and it's home decor, ornaments, candles, whatever. We've had crazy clients order from Pitt, orders from us, NASA ordered from us. And like, we've had like American Heart Association order from us. We have like some pretty big companies that like, I'm having conversations with people that I would have never expected. And I think it comes down to like building a business that actually creates good products that people want. The opportunities it's afforded me is I have a very flexible career. I can be with my kids and also do something that I love. And so Keystone Steel has become like the vehicle to like work my brain, I think, that I was created to have. I'm really thankful. And I'm also really proud that we've been able to get it to this point.
When we come back, learn more about the University of Pittsburgh's largest philanthropy event happening this Saturday.
And stay tuned to hear an update about the local art spaces, bunker projects, and the Mr. Roboto project, all after the break.
Also coming up on Pitt to the Point, our Clubbing at Pitt segment is twirling into the world of ballroom dance. Learn what goes on in Pitt's Ballroom Dance Club and their upcoming competition. Stick around.
In a few moments, you are going to participate in our formal convocation ceremony, and it will be the official beginning of your Pitt journey. Academic traditions have a long history, and with this ceremony, you will become part of that history.
Looking to dive deeper into stories that caught your attention today? Then look no further than our website.
Visit pittothepoint.com for clips from today's show and in-depth articles covering topics that pique your interest.
And stay connected with us on social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, all under the handle Pitt to the Point.
Follow us for updates, behind-the-scenes footage, and more from our talented crew. Don't miss out. Join the conversation online and stay informed with Pitt to the Point.
With over 600 clubs and organizations here on campus, there really is something for everyone to get involved in.
This week, we twirl into the world of Pitt's Ballroom Dance Club. Put on your dancing shoes and let's take a look at what they've been up to.
We are a dance club that teaches ballroom, Latin, and social dances. We believe that everybody can dance, and we're here to help everybody learn. My favorite part of the club is the community that we've built. It's very inclusive and welcoming, overall positive experience, lots of long-lasting friendships.
I like ballroom dancing because I've danced my whole life, and doing the partner style dancing is something different than I grew up doing. So it was a nice change of pace, and also it's like a life skill that I can use outside of just this club. There's a big dance community just in Pittsburgh in general, and we go social dancing a lot of the weekends with just the community. And it's also a very nice skill to have on my resume. 99% of the people who come to this club have no dance experience at all, and then they come to the club once and love it, and then come consistently every week. It's also just like a great skill to have. You can dance at weddings, you can dance at parties.
I've always loved dancing, and so when I came to Pitt and I saw there was a ballroom club, I was like, obviously I want to get involved and keep dancing and doing what I love. I think this club is very welcoming, it's very accepting. We teach things on a pretty, everyone can learn basics, and it's just really fun and a great way way to get involved and do some movement.
Well, I grew up dancing. I did ballet for my whole life, and once I got to college, I still wanted to dance, but I wanted to try something new. And so we had a welcome week activity, and I just kind of showed up to that, and I've been here ever since. It's just been like the best way to like relax during the week. It's a lot of fun. Like I get to hang out with friends. I've made great friends through the club. Ballroom's been around for years, and it can seem like really daunting to get into if someone's interested, because the ballroom world in general can be very like high society type stuff. But really, it's just a lot of fun to dance and like social dance, and being able to do that with other students is a great opportunity to be introduced to the ballroom world.
Pitt Dance Marathon is the largest student-run philanthropy event at the University of Pittsburgh. PDM works all year long to raise money for the UPMC Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh, a Children's Miracle Network hospital.
Thousands of Pitt students from numerous clubs and organizations support PDM in its wonderful cause. Let's take a look at the amazing impact PDM has had on the Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh.
My name is Amanda. I'm a child life specialist here at Children's Hospital. I work in our emergency department.
My name's Emily. I'm one of the nurses here in the outpatient clinic.
We provide emotional, developmental, educational support for our patients, and our goal is to make the hospital experience a less stressful one.
Students can get involved in big and small ways. Of course, there's the big dance event that is happening right now, but then there's also small ways throughout the entire year that students get involved, whether it's with them and their friend, peer-to-peer fundraising, or if it's with their group in their sorority, their fraternity, their tennis club members, like random ways you can do little events with your group, or this very large event that happens for Pitt Dance Marathon once a year to kind of celebrate all of the things that the students are doing and get to celebrate with the kiddos, which is also a really fun component of it.
PDM is helping raise funds to provide children with the opportunity to continue developmental play while they're still in the hospital. So in the emergency department, most of our toys are giveaway items. So every time we buy a coloring book, every time we buy crayons, anything like that, it has to be given to the patient. So with your funds, we're able to make sure that all kids have a play opportunity while they're here at the hospital.
Two local art spaces are done with renting. The Mr. Roboto Project, a volunteer-run DIY music venue, and the Bunker Projects, an experimental art gallery, are on a mission to buy their building.
So far, the venues have fundraised $31,000 of their $50,000 goal. Here's our entertainment reporter, Ariana Shess, with the story.
For the past 11 years, 5601 Penn Ave has been the home to the Bunker Project and Mr. Roboto Project. And this past week, they had announced the opportunity to purchase their building. And in that week, they have raised over $40,000. I had the opportunity to sit down with the creative director of Bunker Projects, Jesse Remolt, to hear all about the space and their goals for the future.
Well, Bunker Projects is a space that a lot of emerging artists come to, and it's a real mingling place for people who are making new works of art and getting to show them. Bunker Projects was started by me and some of my best friends, Abigail and Cece. We discovered culture that had been here for many years, and we were excited to kind of join in and have a space that was a gallery that could accommodate performance art as well. What we ended up finding was this apartment above Mr. Roboto. That's when Bunker Projects was born, and we started a journey to restore the space and make it into a place that had multi-purpose that accommodated our different programs. Buying the building is about us being here long term. I was really hopeful about our fundraiser going well, but I didn't expect this to happen so fast, and to get the outpouring of support is really amazing.
Support for this spans even outside of Pittsburgh, with touring band Carly Cosgrove encouraging those at their Pittsburgh show to donate.
This is a call to action for y'all to let Mr. Roboto buy that building so they can have a space there for young local bands to come out of your city.
Their goal with purchasing this building is longevity.
But just keep our programming going throughout the next decade, really.
It was so wonderful getting to sit down and learn all about the space, and even get a sneak peek at their gallery opening on April 6th. If you would like to donate to help create a permanent space for the arts, both Pittsburghers and beyond in Garfield, you can visit bunkerprojects.org. From Pitt to the Point, I'm your entertainment reporter, Ariana Shess. Jordan, Charlotte.
Thanks, Ariana. Don't forget, Pitt to the Point airs every Friday morning at 8 a.m. on the University of Pittsburgh website, as well as the Pitt to the Point website.
You can also watch a rerun of the show on Saturday morning at 10:30 on CBSN, which is KDKA TV's streaming platform. Make sure to tune in. And Ariana, about your story, I actually brought a little show and tell here for you. This is my very own Mr. Roboto t-shirt that I got in probably 2017, back when I was playing shows there myself. So, anyway.
Well, that's a great wrap on today's show, and today was our last show anchoring, unfortunately, at the main desk.
On our behalf, we'd like to thank everyone in class, including those that you don't see behind the cameras, which is the majority of our crew.
And we'd like to extend a special thank you to our professor, Kevin Smith, who works to make our show and broadcasting department the best that it can be.
Finally, thank you to everyone who's watched the show at home. If it weren't for you guys, we would just be talking to a wall.
Pitt to the Point is your reliable news source for all things happening at Pitt. All the way
to the point.
And for the final time, I'm Charlotte Reeve.
And I'm Jordan Sapp. Thank you so much for watching Pitt to the Point.